joining us in the studio is investigator Josh Kramer with the Monmouth Police Department. Good morning.
Good morning, Vanessa.
Summer's going to hang around.
I'm hoping so. It's a little gloomy out there this morning, but hey, sounds like we're going to get the sun for the weekend.
Yeah, definitely. That's what it looks like anyway. So, for United Homecoming, it's their homecoming this week.
Good. I hope they have a nice weather for it. So.
Yeah, and then Monmouth College's homecoming is the week after. So
they've been pretty successful so far. So hopefully it keeps cooperating.
Yes, absolutely. Well, last week, Jeff Ewing, the principal from Monmouth Roseville High School, came in to announce an upcoming presentation by retired Detective Rich Wistocki, and that will be held at the Monmouth Roseville School District Gym. You had a chance to see his presentation for law enforcement. Tell us about it.
Correct. So Rich Wistocki, detective, he retired from the Naperville Police Department. A lot of experience in online internet investigations. He was part of the ICAC investigation network. And the class that we took over the summer was actually a targeting violence seminar class that he put on. And it was a really good class. It was awesome that it was open to the school administrators. So Mr. Ewing, Mr. Fletcher, and Mr. Sorowski were also present for the class. And he went over, in depth. His big thing, if you look him up on the internet, I can prevent school shooters in 2 hours. And he's not wrong. He's not wrong. Exigent circumstances, have to apply first off to get that information, and it's detailed. For one, obviously, you have to have somebody report it. Most cases of these incidents, and not just schools, it's business, workplaces, whatnot. The suspect has put out on social media somewhere that he was going to do some sort of act. So based upon gathering that information, Rich walks you through what you need to do, whether it be, and he did a very good job on the school side. What do you need to look for? What information do you need to capture for law enforcement? The big thing, is when you see it, is keeping it, saving it, and reporting all the information to law enforcement. So Rich's class, very good, very knowledgeable. He's very passionate about the topic, and I'm really glad that Mr. Fletcher and the school district is bringing him here, because I'll be interested in seeing Rich's his presentation for parents, and then he's doing one for the students as well.
Correct. So. Yes, he's visiting. I believe it is Central and the junior high on one day to talk with those students and those teachers, and then doing a student body presentation, which we're going to be broadcasting as well for those that can't attend, or we have a coverage area that has many parents, family, guardians. And then, of course, the big presentation is at night. That one's specific to parents. He also will have some monitoring software that he will be providing to parents. So really, really good deal to have him come.
Definitely. In the evening, I talked to Mr. Ewing, is open to, anybody. So whether you're students of Monmouth Roseville, United, I encourage all parents to attend. It's going to be an eye-opening experience. Rich is not the type of guy that he's going to give it to you straight. He's going to tell you that, if you're the parent that says that's not my kid, it probably is your kid. So, and those are the parents that really need to be there, because he's going to provide all the information, and you're going to open your eyes.
Yes. Well, you've seen, with your position in law enforcement, you've seen shocking, it's amazing. I think what I learned from Rich the most was what is being seen by students, what they're being targeted as young as 10 years old is stuff not even appropriate for a 26-year-old.
Correct. And a lot of it's unmonitored access to the internet and different applications, different programs, the online gaming. I mean, the predators are out there on every form. Every platform, they're out there, unfortunately.
Okay. All right. So that's coming up in October. We'll talk more about that as we get closer to the event at Monmouth Roseville High School Gym. Again, not just for Monmouth Roseville, it's open to all. The district is bringing this gentleman here, retired Detective Rich Wistocki, for all parents, guardians to be able to participate in this free program.
Yes, participate, take advantage of it. It's a good opportunity to have Rich, because Rich is, he's United States. He goes all over the country and gives these speeches. So I'm really glad that he's coming here.
Absolutely. It's so cliche, but just saving one student.
Yeah, absolutely. And, with one's going to lead to another. So, I mean, that one victim, there's 200 others out there, unfortunately.
And, I sent that interview to a friend of mine who's a teacher up in Michigan, and she immediately sent back that happened at their district. A young man, unfortunately, was the victim of sextortion, and it was really hard on the school district.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I mean, it's going to affect everybody. It's one of those things where it's kind of kept quiet for a little while, but it eventually will get out because kids talk.
Sure.
So,
okay, what else is going on here locally that you want people to be aware of scam-wise?
So unfortunately, the Social Security scam has now reached out to mailing. You'll receive a letter in the mail. It looks official. It's on official Social Security letterhead. It'll be mailed looking pretty official in the envelope. And what they're claiming is that you have to claim basically a tax return. They have money for you. Once again, if you get these letters, 99.9% of the time, I don't believe the Social Security Administration reaches out to tell you you have unclaimed money. But I would, if you want to look into it, I'd look up the proper number for the Social Security. Don't go to the website that's on the letter. Don't call the number that's on the letter. Get the official Social Security Administration phone number, and you can call them. You'll probably sit on hold for quite a while. But I just recommend if you get that letter in the mail to put it in the shredder.
That's unbelievable. They've now, because we've been telling everyone for years that the IRS will not contact you by phone, email, or text, only by mail. And now the bad guys have reinvented this scam by sending it through the mail.
Yep. They're listening to us.
Good gracious.
Yeah.
So again, for those that may have just caught part of this, the Social Security scam is now by mail. You'll get a letter that looks official. Don't go to the website. Don't go to that phone number. You need to call the IRS yourself from the telephone number that's a legitimate IRS phone number.
Correct. And you'll find out if once you look up the IRS that it won't be the same number.
Right.
They've had numbers on them. They've had web links that have also been on them. So neither one of those are legit in any way, shape, or form. So,
or you can just talk to your tax accountant as well.
That's what I would do. I mean, you pay them money for a reason. I'd give them a call and say, hey, I got this in the mail. Is there any legitimacy to this? And they're probably going to tell you no and to throw it away. So.
Absolutely. Okay, so that is one scam we want folks to be aware of. What else?
Well, it looks like we got the good old Facebook buy and sell scams still out there, unfortunately. Whether it be dogs, birds, it's even got to the point of homes, rentals. They'll put out a rental. Usually, they'll show up. You're researching somewhere not close to you, and the ads will pop up. Lucrative apartments in Monmouth, Illinois. And they'll want you to confirm some information. They'll say, all right, well, we have a lot of people that want these. You're going to have to put in a deposit. Usually deposits $500. I've seen up to $3,000. And, they come to find out that nice apartment that was on the Facebook ad is not even an ad for Monmouth or anywhere around here. So,
that's popping up with Airbnbs too.
Yes.
Across the nation.
Yes. Yeah, so like I said, same thing. If you see that and they say Airbnb, actually get on the app, get on their website, and research and see if it's legit. You'll find it on the Airbnb website.
Yeah. Do you remember our Consumer Protection Forum?
Yes.
The guy from the FBI. He said our grandparents came from the generation where you could trust everyone for the most part and be good to go. Our parents came from the trust but verify. And now we are the verify before you even think about trusting.
Absolutely. You have to verify everything today. I hate to be like this, but anything you see on the internet, you need to verify. If it's too good to be true, it's probably too good. So, always follow up. Don't ever contact, the number that you see on those ads. A lot of times, if you look at those pictures and actually Bing search them, it'll show you that they're in a whole bunch of different ads. So,
and also in the story this morning from the Better Business Bureau that you're referring to, also be careful of your friends share it. That's how they really like to get it done. Is you think it's legitimate because it came from your friend. You trust your friend on Facebook, and sometimes they're sending out a lost dog, a lost missing child, We talked about that one last month. That was a big one.
Yes.
And those are scams.
Yeah, and usually, your friend's been hacked, and you'll see the share, but the share is usually with 100 other people. So they just literally go to the page, put on their fake ad, for lack of better words, and select all your friends.
Okay.
And then, once again, usually it's like a lost puppy, or ends up being, hey, you want a prize, you have to, verify information or pay a certain amount of fee to win your grand prize.
Right.
It all starts there.
Right. Okay. And coming up in a little bit after Police Chief Joe Schweitzer, Dorothy Ricketts will be in from Security Savings Bank. She's another person of expertise in this subject matter, and there's some stuff going on in the banking world that she's going to let us know about too.
Yeah.
So
the home mortgages, that's a big one that's still kicking off, where basically, the scam artists will look into your mortgage and see, you have so much equity in your home, and they basically take over your property and use your equity line. Yeah.
How does this work?
I don't want to put it all out on the air, but they obtain information, and all the information, unfortunately, is out there on open source research on the internet, and they'll find your residence, and then you can see what your home's valued at, and then you can start doing some research to see how long have you lived there. Obviously, the longer somebody has lived there, the more equity they're going to have in their home, and these have turned up that when people have went to sell their homes, they're like, oh, well, you owe so much on your home. And, well, how do I do that? That this other person had taken over the equity on their home.
Not if you bank locally.
Bank locally.
Because that's dirty birds out there.
And there's websites out there that can monitor that. So,
Yeah, what do you recommend? I mean, you don't have to recommend a particular company, but how do you recommend that we protect ourselves? Because some of this info that's out there, you Google, and these sites pop up, and it's got all of your addresses from even the time you were in college.
Yep, those are the open source websites.
Yeah, to friends it says you're connected with, and it's got these friends' names you haven't seen in 20 years.
Yes, and you can go to those websites and request that your information be removed for them.
Okay.
Removed, so that is part of the law. Usually you have to scroll all the way to the bottom, and it's in the little box down at the bottom, but they have to offer that, and they do have to remove your information from those websites.
Okay.
But,
I did not know
like
about that mortgage scam. That's creepy.
It is, and it's along with checking your credit score on maybe a quarterly basis. A lot of credit vendors now offer it with their services. I know they'll tell you whenever you apply almost for credit cards now, they'll tell you, hey, you get a free monitoring for a year, or you can pay a small amount for a monitoring service. Anything's better than nothing. I couldn't sit up here and tell you which one would be better than the other, but I think they're all pretty adequate, and just being diligent and paying attention to your own information that's out there is a good way to do it.
Okay. Good information today, Josh. Appreciate all the updates.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Yeah, and
if we can get the information out there, if we can prevent it, the better it is. So.
Absolutely. Yep. Call us anytime. Let us know of any types of scams that are going on.
Absolutely.